Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of One More Pass, or UMP! I'm not sure if that's going to catch on, but we're going to try. This is episode number 2. And in this series, we try to take an RC car that's not really made to go too fast and make it go really fast. And what you see before you is the KKPit KBT. KKPit is fast becoming my favorite, and this is one of my favorite kits I've ever built. And it might look fast right now, but it's about as aerodynamic as a wet brick. With the 6S setup, I got it to 60 miles an hour, which was pretty cool. You should check out that video after this one. But I want to make it go faster because it was really stable at speed. You may think that this is not time well spent, but I'm gonna do whatever I want because this is my channel and you're not my real dad. But before we get started, I have 2 stipulations to this build. Number 1, this has to stay in one way, shape, or another. It's gotta stay on the car. And 2, it just has to get past 100 miles an hour. This unit is exceptionally well engineered. I don't know if it's gonna be able to do it or not, but we're gonna try. Now the stock pinion was really small on this thing. I think it was like 14 tooth. I ran an 8BL150 with a 4268 2600 kV motor. So I did order a sack of upgrade parts. And I got some contact foams. And for the power plant, we're gonna do something dumb, like this 1721 2400 kV motor, paired with this gymongous XLX2. Fist for scale. I don't even know if I could fit this stuff in there. You might think that that's completely overkill, and you're completely correct. I have to rip this thing apart a little bit because I want to stiffen up the shocks and the diffs. We're going to drop down a couple of teeth with this steel spur for the center diff. And while I'm at it, I'm going to upgrade the diffs with these S2 outdrive cups. Got some spare CVDs just in case. Then I'm going to upgrade the turnbuckles with some S2 steel links. Then somehow in my wizardry figure out how this is all going to fit. While the center diff drains out here, I did want to show you I got one itty bitty piece of aluminum bling. Since this side is aluminum, I thought I'd make the other side aluminum too to help dissipate some of that heat in the center diff. Oh, that's beauty. Now normally for center diff on a speedrun car, I'd have a spool or some type of a diff locker. I just don't have those options with KKPit. So we're gonna use 1 million weight diff fluid. This isn't your typical ketchup bottle. It's gonna take a while to come out, and it will also take a while to settle in the diff. So just be patient. Go do a thing, and then come back, and it'll be ready. It's just that easy. Yeah, you might be waiting a while, so you gotta help it a little bit. Getting into the rear diff was a bit of a burden, but once it was out of the way, it's quite easy to open up. And everything's still in good shape, and the red and tacky is still red and tacky. Well, this one's draining out all the goo. Let's take a look at that center diff. Yeah, see, that million is settling in just nice. And unlike the center diff, I'm going to use 500,000 in the front and in the rear. I know a lot of top speedrun guys will have a locker in the front and the rear, and that's cool and all. But this isn't really a speedrun car. I still want it to have the same kind of characteristics of a fluid front and rear diff. But don't be fooled, this isn't ketchup either. It's hella thick. Ectoplasm. So there's the middle and the rear done, but before I put all that cage and everything back together, while I have it apart, I think I'll take care of the shocks and those turnbuckles. I also changed out the inserts in the rear pin catch. It doesn't look like much, but with this hole now moved over this way, it's going to reduce that toe. I've actually left the shocks free right now. I don't want to do any final adjustments until the weight is fully on the chassis. The back is looking good. Let's head up to the front. So just like the rear end, I'm not going to mess around with the shocks or the geometry just yet until I get all the weight on. Speaking of weight, we're going to run into some issues here. When I go to fit in this beefer motor, it gets caught on the chassis. I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to trim out a chunk of that chassis plate for the motor to fit. I was hoping to run a 30 tooth, but that's an 8mm bore shaft. So in order to make this thing fit, I think I'm gonna have to go like 26, maybe 28. Next is this big dirty chungus. I don't even know how I'm gonna fit that thing in here. I still wanna get a really good sized pack in here, or 2 4S packs, which means I might need to fabricate a top chassis brace that this thing can sit on, like up there. Fortunately, this body's super tall, and I do have room for verticality. But where there's a will, there's a way. I really hate to cut that out. Meh, not my best work. I custom fabricated a piece of angle aluminum for the top brace and married together it will house that kind of perfectly right there. If you know what RC this piece is from, let me know in the comments. I did steal the wing from the Limitless, and I think I can fit it in there somehow like that. But I was supposed to keep the rear wheel, right? So, gotta keep a wheel there. I gotta keep a wheel there. But with all that weight on now, I will be able to set up the shocks and get them nice and stiff. The amount of choppy I had to do just to get a 24 tooth pinion in there. Normally the butt end of the pinion will go inside the motor mount, but this is too big with that 8mm shaft. So I ended up making a custom aluminum sleeve so I get a minimum at least 1mm clearance from the motor mount. Not the tidiest wiring job, but it'll do. Okay. That mesh is a little tight. I might get an extra millimeter out of that, but any more and this could break. Now I gotta dial in those turnbuckles because that looks a little out of whack. Ooh, I'm gonna pull an all-nighter though and get this thing done because I want to go out first thing tomorrow morning. I told you I was gonna keep a tire on there. Very, very aerodynamic. But this whole thing's not aerodynamic at all. These fenders were like giant air catchers, so I did add some Lexan to the front to give it a little bit of flow. I also made some custom mounts to space off this wing. I think it looks sick. But will it do any good? I don't know yet. Brought over Sir Scoots just in case I have to go and fetch it. I haven't driven this car at all. I haven't even done a shakeout. Now remember, I was limited to pinion size. I don't expect this thing to go that fast, but I'm trying to crack 100. We'll start with 6S, then we'll ease into 8S. So ADHD racing in the house, we're ready to roll. Let's get one more shot of it before the inevitable. Okay, 6S, let's go. Make sure it's tracking straight. Ooh, man, that sits low. Let's taxi it down, see what happens. Ooh, man, I gotta turn that dual rate way down. 6S. That wanted to hop around, man. Whoa! Oh, no! Oh! That wing, all that weight in the back, man, it's gonna fly. If I'm not careful, this thing's gonna launch. Yeah, it's just like doing something not good there. That's too much in the back, I think. 80. I'm gonna do one more 6S pass on this thing before I go to 8. I think I need more weight in the front and less wing in the back. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what we got on 6S. 82 miles an hour. Okay, we're okay. That motor isn't even remotely warm. Same with the ESC, like it's fine. I think hitting 100 without this thing flying through the air is a pipe dream with the way it's set up right now, but we're gonna try it. All right, clear runway, double stacked 4S, let's go. I am anxious about this, guys. Really anxious. Like, really anxious. Oh, no. All right, Sir Cooter, let's go see what happened there. That was a gnarly tumble, guys. That was a bad crash.
Yeah, crash. Bad crash.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. It's not working. Oh, back.
Well, it's working right. It's just pushing it a little bit too hard, I think, right? It only broke a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all held together, okay? Oh, that's too bad. That's sad, but that...
Yeah, that's right.
that was quite the crash, though.
Yeah, crash.
How fast do you think it went? We check? 93 miles an hour.
94.
Trying to get to 100 though.
Yeah.
But not today, I'm afraid. Not with that tire wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh well. That thing's burger. But that was the problem right there. That's what caused it to flip over. I would have just ripped this thing off if this tire hadn't have chunked right out. Like, that thing's gone now. But I'm completely shocked that this thing actually held up. I have to see that crash again, but it was epic. Well, time for the epic scooter ride back of shame. One more pass. One more pass. Those tires are totally different sizes. And I don't care what you say, I'm running it anyway. Oh, I've only got one headlight left. Okay, here we go. Into the sunset. That sunset is gorgeous. All right, here goes. Here we go, guys. One more pass. Oh my God. I think I should have left well enough alone. Oh, 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 oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Crap, that is intense. That is the worst crash I have ever had in the history of my RCing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know what to touch so I don't get zapped here. Oh my God. Well, hopefully the motor's not completely broken. The ESC is now dead. This has to be the worst crash I have ever had. That's not good. Normally I would take this back to the shop and have an examination, but I'm just gonna sit here on the side of the road and feel my feelings for a bit. I honestly don't know what to say. I did this to myself. And that's part of the speed game. You win some and you lose some. I thought I was winning, and then I thought, one more pass. Famous last words. Didn't work out so good.
Wishing you would come back, knowing you never will. I give all that I have to give. Feel you one last time. I know that I should let you go.
It'll buff out. It's fine.